Let's get ready to rumble. I
hope that you didn't blow their eardrums out.
You know, I never tell him what I'm going to do, and I just like to watch his face.
We got 12 people in here.
He's always like, oh my gosh, like, I didn't know you were going to do that. And I like that.
No, I don't look affected by it, do I?
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
I roll with it.
Hope you guys are having a great week so far. Rumble. That's right, Andrea.
Hey, congratulations to Have Luggage Will Travel. They have 1,500 subscribers today.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
1,500 incredibly intelligent people.
1,500. Little Debbie fans.
Intelligent people. Awesome.
Digging.
All right, so listen, it's Tuesday, and I don't know how your week is starting, but mine's been crazy. Okay,
Tuesday.
crazy.
Here we go. All right, I want to say hi to Michael Clock. He was the first one in.
Mike Clock, we missed you so much. I'm so glad you're off that midnight shift.
KDP is back.
KDP is
Cruise Nuts. How you guys doing?
Hey guys.
We have Pitbull Barbecue. Has a big pit.
Has a big old pit. Josh got a big old pit. Oh yeah.
Hey, JNS Adventures is here.
Hey guys.
That's
Jeremy. Because I saw Cheryl in there separately.
Oh hey, Jeremy.
Hey Jeremy.
Ocean Travel.
Hey guys.
Arc Adventures.
Arc Adventures.
There's Cheryl. Cruising is fun anytime.
There she is, Miss Beautiful Cheryl. Arc Adventures is getting ready to go on an adventure, and I'm going to miss them.
GP Fat Cat, hello.
Hi, good to see you, buddy.
Julie's here from How We Cruise.
Hi, Julie.
Will
Tell Brian
G
we said
is
hi.
here.
Will G is not walking right now. Oh, he is. Oh, he's watching and listening. He must be walking and listening.
And we have Millie is here.
Millicent Ann.
Very good.
Awesome. All right, so listen.
You know who I don't see here?
Who?
I don't see Mama Huddles. Oh, Moonlight's here. Hey, Moonlight.
Hi, Moonlight. Is Mama Huddles like ditching us?
She might be.
She's like going to start her own channel.
All
and
right.
like we're going to be small potatoes to her.
That could be. She won't start her own channel. She's kind of a recluse. Right?
Can you imagine?
Yeah,
Mama Huddles.
She'll be in there.
Subscribe.
I'm going to tell you another thing that frosts my flakes.
Subscribe. That's so funny. Hi, Stacy. Hey, Kathleen. How are you? Oh, I'm so glad to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Well, we got our new lens for the new camera.
Yes.
It came yesterday, and unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to mess with it yesterday. So
There's
next week, I'm going to have it all charged up, and
we're going to try it out.
We're going to stream with it next
week.
So
you got to pay attention. Oh, there's Mama
Hey,
Huddles.
Daniel
There
Fields.
she is. Hey, Daniel.
Mama
Huddles. She's like, I'm not gonna ditch you.
Stacy's here. Kathleen Kirk. Man, the place is filling up. New here. Started following after our blogger cruise.
Yay!
Hey, Kathleen.
Awesome.
Welcome aboard.
So, hey, listen, I wanted to start tonight talking about, I know you've probably seen the post that John Hell did earlier talking about the non-alcoholic options. And if I'm being honest with you, I saw it and I was like, yay, cool. Because I have a lot of friends that enjoy beverages without alcohol in them.
Hey, Brian.
Hey,
from How We Cruise.
Hey, Brian. I have a lot of friends that like enjoy, like Mama Huddles. She would enjoy a non-alcoholic beverage. Amanda would enjoy that. So I have friends and family members that would, enjoy non-alcoholic beverages. But I didn't really read it because I enjoy the alcohol beverages, right? But later on in the day when I had a break, I went and I really looked at what he said in this email and I got in this message. And I'm pretty excited about this because
welcome aboard, Tony G.
They are alchemy recreations, which are the best drinks on the ship.
Well, on TikTok today, on Carnival's TikTok page, they showed one of their people at work in their social media. They always pose as passengers. Yeah. And she went to the alchemy bar and said, I'd like something sweet and sour, but I'm not really feeling like anything with alcohol. And he made her up a drink. And it was the, I think it might have been the Remedy, if I recall. But it seems like they're going to offer up all of the alchemy,
real popular ones.
All the alchemy drinks.
I'm actually going to go through them here. The first one is the Martini Seduction, which I've had, and it's delicious. And basically, they are using Lear's White Cane instead of vodka. So, yum. My second favorite drink on the Carnival ship, the spicy Chipotle pineapple martini. And I love this drink. And they're using that Lear's Agave Blanco instead of vodka in that. And it's not real spicy. It's just got the tiniest little kick to it. It's so, so good. That's my second favorite drink on the Carnival.
It tastes more like pineapple than it.
Yeah, it's Chipotle. Definitely more pineapple than Chipotle. Then the Remedy, which is another really good drink, and it's orange juice, pineapple, lime, and then they're using that Lear's white cane and spiced cane instead of the dark and the coconut rum. That sounds really good.
Yeah, it's basically, I think it's every drink that they have on the menu.
Yeah, Hearts of Fire. I've never had that one. It's an award-winning one. I've never had that one. That's the one that has the raspberries in it that I've seen other people have. So I will need to try that, the alcohol version, but I will try that. Then the Restorative Basil Drop. I have had that, and that's very good, very refreshing. The Perfect Storm. I've had that. And my very, very favorite drink on the entire Carnival ship, the Cucumber Sunrise. I'm so excited that Mama Huddles and Amanda and a million other people I know can have a Cucumber Sunrise. And basically, it's substituting that Lear's Agave Blanco instead of vodka. And OMG, is that going to be delicious for you? So all of you, people that do not care for hangovers the next day, you have some options, and I'm super happy for you. I think that's a good call on Carnival. So
yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. There's a lot of people that don't drink, and there's people that are recovering alcoholics, and it gives them something that they can drink as well.
I think that for people, I know some friends who have given up drinking for those reasons, and I think that it would be nice to be able to sit there and have a mocktail.
Yeah.
And feel like you're still on a cruise ship and part of the party without, the alcohol in it. So, wow, I think this is a good call.
Yeah, it normalizes it more.
It really does,
because a lot of times the Shirley Temples.
It's very obvious.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, that is pretty cool.
But what I'm drinking this evening, this is called an Aloha Breeze. It has amaretto, about that much amaretto in it. About that much right there. Amaretto in it. And then some pineapple orange juice and then some cranberry juice. And I found this recipe online because I bought some amaretto, and it's very, very good. Mama likey. Delicious. Cheers.
And I'm just drinking a Coke Zero.
Because one of us has to walk up the stairs and the other one can hold on to the other one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, something like that. I'm telling you guys, I am still battling to get back on track from all the cruises we went on. It's got me just, oh man, I'm all messed up.
So Andrea, the amaretto is delicious. Andrea actually got me hooked on amaretto on the vlogger cruise. She was sipping some amaretto. And I'm like, what are you drinking? And she's like, it's amaretto. And I'm like, let me have a sip of that. And I took a sip and I'm like, oh, that's nice.
It's a gateway drug.
And then it is not.
Yeah, you'll be drinking.
And then the other thing that has been introduced to my palate from my friend Julie from How We Cruise is I've been trying to drink some trying to develop the palate for some wine. And so I usually typically with wine, I'll stick to like Moscato and stuff because I don't really care for the, I am proud of it.
You should be proud.
I haven't developed the palate for wine yet. So I'm working on that. And Julie recommended, I think it's called Shiraz. It's a red wine. It's a mixed blend. It's kind of a little bit sweet, but it's not as sweet as like a Moscato. And then, so I really like it. So I'm going to stick with that for a while. And then I'm going to ease my way up to.
That guy was a liar.
He was
that waiter was a liar.
Let's not be mean and call him a liar. Let's say a non-truth teller.
The
teller of no truth.
There was a communication breakdown.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, the wine I drank with Andy was really, really good.
Yeah, and
I really liked it.
Julie said it is Shiraz. I think I'm saying it right. But anyway, if you are like me and you're trying, is it Shiraz?
I don't know. I'm just
the Z silent. Well, anyway, if you're trying to develop the palate for non-Moscato kind of real sweet stuff. This is an excellent stepping stone. And once I'm through with this and I'm used to it, then I'm going to get the next recommendation from Jules, who will give me my next stepping stone. So get thinking on that, Julie. What's my next step going to be?
Is the Z silent?
Spade to spade. It is what it is. Very true. Very, very true.
Oh, Tony G is he's approving.
It's good.
He's got extra A's and Z's.
Heck yeah. Is the Z silent? I don't know. I do not know. So anyway, I was really excited about the John Held after I read it, because it didn't apply to me. So I was just like kind of skimmed through it. But then when I went back and I saw so many comments on it and a lot of people talking about it, I'm like, let me go read this and see what's really going on. And you know what? It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I've been spending more and more time on TikTok and Instagram and posting there and trying to grow Huddle Adventures on those platforms. And it's interesting because the cruise lines, they get their information out a little differently on those platforms. It's kind of unique to see how it's all working. And it's pretty, I don't know, it gives you a different take on it. I like doing the Facebook, the John Held stuff, and I check that out as well. We have our cruise that's come up, our group cruise. It's not a group cruise. It's our next cruise in Alaska. We are the administrators of our Facebook group. That's what I meant to say. So I've been checking on that and adding members every day and going in there and posting. And that's been about the limits of my Facebook activity. But you guys,
it's funny, but it's always been that way. I've always been the Facebook person, and you've always been, because I go on Instagram and TikTok very rarely. I don't know. I don't have a ton of time for social media. So I usually just stick with Facebook, and then you get the Instagram and the TikTok and, so forth.
Oh my goodness. My buddy, Andy. Thank you. I was on fire.
Andrea kept asking why was I laughing so hard. It was because you were on fire. So funny. That's because of the wine, Andy. Give Eddie some wine and Lord knows what you're going to get, especially walking wine. I
can be fun on cruise ships. And on land. Yes, it's the alcohol. Just the blame it on the alcohol.
So before we get into our questions.
Oh, I was just saying that. So I've been, what she said, she typically does the Facebook stuff. Now you'll see posted by Eddie from Instagram, because I have our Instagram feed set up to share to Facebook. But the only thing I really take and put right to Facebook is anything we do on YouTube. Our lives, and I'll do that, and then I'll forget that I did it, and then I'll post on Instagram, and it'll double up, and I'll go and I'll delete it. But I kind of leave that to Laura. I kind of lost my I don't really like Facebook anymore, so that's kind of like Laura's thing. But we are going to start a Facebook group for our group cruise.
This is so true. Eddie says I had him have a wine, and 45 minutes later he was in a pink and purple robe. Yes. Yeah. And he had gloves on.
Yeah, little knit gloves. Like for like toddlers. That's what they gave us. But you needed that, otherwise you couldn't hold that glass. We were talking about at the ice bar. I was hoping, I seen the selection of those, and I was hoping to give us a pink one, and they did.
Every time I think about that experience.
Oh, see me traveling. Glad to see you here.
Hi, guys. Every time I think of the ice bar, I think about Julie and Betsy saying that they bit the glass. I don't know why that's so funny to me, and I'm dang mad I didn't think of it.
I had a job one time where I worked at this warehouse that it was a warehouse for a grocery store chain that used to be here in the Metro Detroit area. And they had dry goods, they had refrigerated goods, and they had frozen goods. Okay. And you would drive around on these palletiers, electric palletier, where you would actually stand on it, dragging a pallet, and you would go through the different sections of the warehouse and pick orders that went on these semi trucks that went out to the big grocery stores. And you would drive into the refrigerator area and then drive into the freezer area. And that ice bar reminded me of being in the freezer and that job. Yeah. It was just like that, about the same temperature and everything. And I couldn't get over it. I kept saying, man, it's like being in a freezer. It looked like a freezer, just with a little more flash.
Yeah. Hi, Braylon. Nana loves you.
Together We Travel's here.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
All right. So, yeah, we have that. I think the Alaska cruise, just for point of reference, guys. That will be our next one. And we're kind of like in a little lull right now because we are really missing cruising right now.
We are, but we have an adventure coming up.
Yeah, this weekend we do.
Yes, we do.
So we have 48 days until we board the Carnival Spirit in Seattle.
That's not too bad.
No, that's where it's coming up pretty fast. And not tomorrow, but Thursday's my birthday. That's the 16th. And then the 17th, of course, is St. Patrick's Day. And we're doing
And then the 18th, isn't it Josh's birthday or the 19th?
I think it's the 19th.
Is it the 19th?
But we're doing a Irish, we're doing a what's it called? A pub crawl.
We're doing an Irish pub crawl on Saturday.
St. Patrick's Day pub crawl Saturday. So
that's Mexican.
We're going with Taylor, and we are going to.
We got green outfits. We got leprechaun stuff. We got.
You'll see us.
We're going to be decked out. 19th for Josh.
We're going to vlog
Andy is March 29th is Andy, and you know that's my son's birthday.
Yeah,
March 29th.
Taylor's birthday is March 23rd.
March is Braylon, Eddie, Taylor, my son Stefan. 4 birthdays in our immediate family in the month of March. So usually what we do is we just like go out to dinner all together and just like.
But we haven't done that since COVID.
No. And then everybody's kind of spread out and kind of some of the birds have left the nest. And so everybody's not all together anymore. So it's not so easy to do that anymore.
Yeah, it gets a little trickier and it gets a lot more expensive too.
This weekend,
my goodness.
We are Ubering to where we're going. And then we're going to Uber home because we're going to be doing a bar crawl and March 20th and 30th, both of CME Travel Sons. Wow.
Oh, hey, that's awesome.
Man, March is, what were we all doing? What was 9 months from March?
I don't know, but all the cool people
was a busy
were born
month.
in March. And my buddy have Pit will barbecue will back me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody do what is 9 months before March? Because that's the month.
It's actually 10 months.
10 months. You're right. Yeah, technically 10 months. Because that's the month that a whole lot of people were busy.
All right, so
that's the busy month.
We were thinking of topics for this week, and we were thinking about topics last week, right after we got done with our live stream last weekend. We were like, we got to come up with something for next week. So let's start talking about it. And we decided we would look at very popular and unusual cruise questions. And we are going to run these questions by you guys and give you a chance to answer them, get your take on them. No cheating.
Yeah, just answer what you think it is.
Just answer what you think it is.
And some of them are pretty obvious, and then some of them are kind of interesting.
And some of them are geared towards, these are the most popular questions.
These are like questions that people are literally Googling the answer to most commonly.
Yeah, and the most common question is cruising safe? Now, that was a popular question before COVID, and it was because people were worried about the norovirus.
Hey, travel.
They were worried about sinking, drowning, storms, hurricanes, sharks, the boat hitting a glacier,
giant octopus.
Yeah,
like that was a concern.
That's what they were about. Now, COVID came along, and that became the dominating topic.
Can a whale like flip over the cruise ship? Like,
is cruising safe? Now, cruising is obviously safe, and most of you guys in here are cruise vloggers, or you're tied to the travel industry, and you do know cruising is safe. But they are now. The answer is the risk of COVID-19 outbreak is higher on a cruise ship now, obviously, because you don't have to be vaccinated and no one's tested anymore. And we just got off the breakaway. I only think it was a month ago, was it? And there was like 50 people.
Yeah, there's a lot of people
in our group that had COVID when they came off of it.
Yeah.
So as far as cruising is safe,
absolutely is.
Yeah, we know that.
And
so that was a gimme.
At this point in our lives, if you don't know how to, protect yourself as best you can from getting ill, and COVID is one thing, but the flu, the common cold, like anything, it's common sense, strep throat, that stuff all goes around. Don't be all up in someone's grill. Okay, when you're talking to them. Oh, yep, Daniel Fields got COVID on the breakaway. Don't be all up in someone's grill, and
it's
don't share drinks. Like I
wash your hands, social distancing,
all
everything
those
you were
things.
doing before. But
Absolutely.
the nice thing about the breakaway is we did the in-person muster drill, and Beach Police did another video. Oh my God, I didn't get to watch it. I was in the middle of doing something at work, and I just saw it, and I could imagine what they were saying, but they were reenacting it. They were standing there for the muster drill, and then she pretends to be one of the crew members, and she screams at them, and slaps a drink out of her hand. It's pretty fun. But
so Kathleen said that her daughter and her husband came off the breakaway with it, but I blame them being drunk in New Orleans. See, that's the thing, Kathleen. We don't know for sure. Did they get it in New Orleans or did they get it on the cruise ship? We don't know. Well, Brian says, "Oh, the things we learned in kindergarten." Exactly.
Yeah. Except for social distancing,
right?
They didn't tell you to stay 6 feet away from people,
right?
And that was the bad thing about the muster drill, and I harped about it over and over again. We were in the atrium, standing shoulder to shoulder, front to back, the entire atrium, over 1,000 people in the atrium. Just there was no social distancing whatsoever.
You could smell each other.
We were right on top of each other, and because there's so many bodies on place, the air conditioning was not keeping up with it. It was getting really, really warm in there. And the bad thing, they made us stand there for like 40 minutes before we even did the muster drill. So it was really dumb.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a question: how safe are cruise ships in rough seas? What do you guys say?
What do you think? The travel life got to sit in the dining room during the muster. You're so lucky.
My mom did too.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, they were in the theater. She was.
Oh,
he was in the dining room.
She got to sit though.
Yeah.
A lot of people got to sit, but I'm going to say the majority of people were standing.
Hey, Armstrong. Hey, Embarkation Nation.
Okay, so the answer to this, yeah, they can handle rough seas. They're designed to handle waves up to like 50 feet with no issues whatsoever. They're designed to go through routine waves at 10 to 15 feet. But for storms, they use a storm command center that allows them to outrun most weather systems and to go around most weather systems.
Of everything that you researched on here, I get a little bit scared during. I don't get seasick. I don't get the upset stomach, but I get nervous when the ship, like when you're laying in bed at night and you're like rocking like real hard. It makes me a little nervous. So I'll like hold on to him and just pray and go to sleep. But yeah, this comforted me to learn this.
So the command center, they're able to do that. And that's another reason why a lot of people are complaining about the Vista with its top speed issue. It's another safety concern. Okay. So the Vista has a top speed around 20 knots, and it was only able to go 18 or 17 knots. Now, it could make the distance that the itinerary was designed for, but it needs to be able to go beyond that, and it needs to be able to go beyond that in a quick manner. Mm-hmm. So they have to have the ability to outrun storms. So that's why you need the ship to be able to reach its top speed. And that is one of the reasons why. Yeah. But if they're sailing during non-hurricane weather and everything's good, it's not as much of an issue. And
that's a really good point.
So that was it. Okay.
What's the next one?
Okay, the next one is, how likely are you to get sick on a cruise?
What do you think, guys?
What's the percentage of people that you believe report being sick on a cruise, getting sick on a cruise? Any guesses? What percentage? No cheating, Brian. Picking up Brian. I don't see any guesses.
7% from CME.
Okay, 7%.
1% Kathleen. 20 from Katie. Does a hangover count, Tony G? I say yes.
Okay.
2% from Jeff. Scrow's Nest, how you doing? 2%.
All right. So here's the numbers. 15% of people have reported. What's that?
Arc Adventures so far is the closest without going over.
Well, I'm not done yet.
Okay.
15% of people have reported feeling seasick while on board. That's like the average amount of people that will feel seasick. And then they say you can add another 10% of passengers that will suffer from other illnesses such as colds, flus, and The self-inflicted one,
Oh,
the hangover.
so that is 20%, right?
It's like up to 25.
Oh, 25?
Possibly up to 25% of people will or could feel sick while on a cruise ship.
Closest without going over. Price is Right rules goes to KDP.
Nice job.
Nice job, Katie.
Okay, now this one is pretty crazy. How many people do you think have gone missing on cruise ships?
Ooh, how many
in the past 20 years?
20
years. In
the
past 20 years, how many people do you believe went missing on cruise ships? No cheating. No cheating. Give me a number. Missing on cruise ships. What is that?
I don't know.
That was crazy.
100 from Have Luggage.
Have Luggage has 100.
75 from GP Fat Cat.
GP Fat Cat.
18
75.
CME. 1500 Travel Life.
Whoa, wait, Travel Life.
Grossman 20.
Wait
Kathleen Kirk.
Wait, how many?
115. Tony G 200.
Wait a minute. How many did Travel Life say? 1,500.
It's 20 years, right?
Yeah, 20 years.
20 years. All right.
I'm not going cruising with Travel Life.
What is
Okay, here
the
we
number?
go. The number is, in the past 20 years, 400 people have gone missing in the past 20 years. And they say here, while this is no cause for general alarm, given the approximate 30 million people take cruise ship vacations each year, it is still a dangerous and concerning statistic. I will have to agree with that.
Yeah.
That is pretty crazy. You know, and then another thing is, I've seen this one. Another question that people type in is some variation of how difficult or how likely is it for me to fall off a cruise ship? Is it easy to fall off a cruise ship? Is there a possibility that I will fall off a cruise ship? And yeah, that one is answered.
But don't answer that yet because it's coming. But we got to give the answer here. You said it was 400. Price is Right rules. Tony G 1975. Good job.
What did he have in
there?
He
had 200.
We got to highlight him.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, well, I missed him. It moved.
Yep.
Oh, he's up there.
Yep. There it is.
Tony
All right, Tony G. Good job.
Okay. So it's very difficult to accidentally fall off a cruise ship.
You want to let them guess how many people? Because I remember.
No, I don't have a number on that.
I remember.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Or yeah.
Okay, so how many people do you think fall off of a cruise ship every year?
On average.
Yeah, see?
But I'm going to tell you, they're not technically falling, they're jumping. That was the point of that.
All right, so Travel Life said, I was thinking there's a lot that can go overboard for some reason. And Josh says, yeah, if you cut in front of Laura at the bar, #lemon drop. He's not lying.
If you get on the stairs in front of Josh, he might grab you by the neck and throw you over the railing.
All right, so
he gets pretty fired up about it.
Half Pit says 6 people that have fall off a cruise ship, the average per year. Arc Adventure says 12. Armstrong says 3. GB Fat Cat says 45. Tony G says 11. Kathleen says 35. CME says 30 per year. And don't #truth, Eddie. How tall are they? Let's say 5'9".
Okay. We're gonna wrap this one. We're gonna give it to CME Travel. It's 25.
25.
CME Travel is closest.
Hi,
we should have gifts to give out, like maybe $100 bills or something.
We should have. Yeah. Next time.
Damn it.
We'll give you imaginary hundreds.
And then go to the ATM machine and get those $100 bills out.
Next time. Mama's Adventures. Hey, Mama's Adventures. And that's Monica and her daughter are joining us.
Oh, hey.
On
they are.
Tropic Like It's Hot group cruise.
So we got them. We got Arc Adventure so far. I'm twisting the big man's arm.
We're trying.
Get them in the.
We got to work on Brian and Julie too. So
Brian and Julie.
See if it works out for their family.
Got the big guy in the arm. Oh, hey, listen to this, guys. All right, here's something that I discovered this week, and I actually heard it before, but I thought it was BS. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I can be kind of cynical. And at times, and listen, the whole thing sailing out of Galveston, Carnival and Princess claim that due to the Texas liquor laws, they're not allowed to offer the drink package until they are out of, the Galveston area and out on the open seas. So the next day, so it goes into effect 6 a.m. the following day. So you only buy your drink package if you're on a 7-day cruise out of Galveston, you're paying for the drink package for 6 days. But day one, before you are out, day one when you board embarkation day, you're paying for all your drinks.
You pay for all your drinks.
Okay. The truth is they are taxed at a pretty heavy rate for having a drink package. And to avoid paying taxes, they choose to not do that, to not honor the drink package.
But
Royal does.
Offers it. So when you sail out of Galveston,
Royal offers it. So Royal is eating the higher tax to allow you to have your drink package when you leave out of Galveston. So that's another bonus for going on the Drop It Like Tropic Like It's Hot. Package is going to kick in day one. So that's
numero uno.
We give Royal big props for that. That is really awesome. That was good news to hear about. Very excited about that.
All right, next question.
Now let me see. I'm going to skip this one. Oh no, there's one in here I wanted to cover. What was it? Okay. Now this one is going to scare people. But do you believe a wave can capsize a cruise ship? And if so, how big of a wave?
Do 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 do.
You're right, Katie.
Do 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 do.
You gotta keep in mind, how old is Snoop Dogg?
He's our age.
That's our generation. That's our music.
All right. GB Fat Cat says 30 feet. Yes.
No.
Have Pitt said yes, 25. Have Luggage said 150 foot. Clock says 40. Arc says 30 feet. KDP says 100 foot. Kathleen says 50. CME says 200. Stacy says 25. And Scrozna says yes, huge. Huge.
Okay, here we go. It's true. A wave can capsize a cruise ship. In theory, according to Harry Bolton, retired captain of the training ship Golden Bear at the California Maritime Academy, a modern cruise ship could hypothetically be capsized by a 70 to 100 foot wave if it took it directly on the beam. So sideways. So if you watch, one of the things I like to watch on TikTok is big ships caught in storms.
I don't like to watch that.
I actually got a copyright knock and a threat of a copyright strike, and I had to take it down. But I shared the footage on TikTok and Instagram because they don't care. It's all YouTube, man.
Right.
But anyways, you watch these big ships, and what they do when they're going into waves, they go into them. They go directly into the waves. They go in and out like this. You never want to take a wave to the side of the ship, to the beam, because that will dump it over. But yeah, that's pretty scary. But my worst cruising fear is that I'm going to get caught in one of those storms and it's going to terrify me, and then I'm going to have cruising phobia because that would devastate me. Well, honestly, I think I trust the captain to know how to handle it. Well, it's you know what you got to trust. You got to trust the Weather Command Center. Yeah, but that does not. There's nothing to protect you really from rogue waves. Yeah, those come crashing in on you, and you don't even see them coming. Now, there are parts of the ocean that are more calm and more rough. And a rogue wave hit a Viking cruise ship like last year, and people died. It blew out the side windows and stuff. It's really crazy. Those aren't really super big ships, though. Yeah. Those are pretty small ships. Now, I can't really. I'm just going to tell them about this. So when a common search is which ocean is the roughest, and they actually answered with a part of the ocean, and it's the Eminger Sea between southern Greenland and Iceland. It says it's situated south of the Denmark Strait, which separates Iceland from the east coast of Greenland by 250 miles of rough water. It is thought to be the windiest stretch of salt water on the globe and one of the stormiest places in the world. And that ship that got hit by the rogue wave was up in that general vicinity. Yeah. So when you get up there, that's when you're going to be dealing with more stuff. Now, the crazy thing is, what ocean do you think is the calmest? Comment below. Which ocean do you believe is the calmest ocean? Now, you got to keep in mind, too, I'm going by Google. So If you're Bill Nye the Science Guy
yeah,
and
if
you want to
you're
fight
Bill-
about it,
yeah,
we can. Let's
then
go.
Please leave your comment below, and we'll get back to you never.
Pay $1,400 and fly up here.
We'll pick you up at the airport.
All
and
right.
we'll go talk about it.
Yeah, we'll take you for a ride. We'll go for a ride. We'll take you.
We'll drop you off in
We'll take
Detroit.
you. We'll take you up north. You'll like it. It's gonna be fun. Any guesses?
We're so stupid.
I said ocean.
Ocean.
Ocean, KDP.
Okay. Oh, GB Fat Cat said Indian Ocean.
We got Indian Ocean. We have Pacific Ocean.
We have Mediterranean Sea.
Mediterranean Sea. Ocean.
Indian Ocean again by Stacy. Hi, Dave.
All right, here we go. What are we getting at? What are we getting at?
Come on. You got to bring it. You know some oceans. Slap them in there.
Okay. Pacific Ocean.
Pacific.
The Pacific Ocean, Jim Carrey, is the calmest ocean. That's what they're reporting. But here's the crazy thing. It also gets the most storms. So it's really crazy that it's considered the calmest, but it also gets the most hurricanes and storms. Now, again, the purpose of this is not to scare people that are like considering cruising or only cruise a couple times. Keep in mind that the weather stations get these cruise ships to avoid these storms. They really do.
If you trust a meteorologist.
Oh, listen, we were you can trust these guys.
Yeah.
They're
scientists.
Well, and they're not gaining anything from it.
Right.
Your local weather guy he gets so excited he can't even think straight if there's a big storm coming that's going to kill people with potentially, because then that's more ratings and everybody has to run out and buy what they buy milk,
the bread, the little Debbies, good Lord, the little Debbie,
the batteries,
all they got left are those little pecan wheels.
Hey, what year was that big blackout? Was that 2004?
I don't know.
We had a major blackout and it affected most of all us here up in the Midwest, Eastern area.
Yeah.
It was a major
power grid.
I think it's something that happened out in Jersey and it came all the way over to us, man. And it was almost like watching just like end of days, man. People went absolutely crazy.
Oh, yeah. And it was crazy. Like you went to the grocery store to like grab everything, all the water, all the little Debbies, all the milk, and they couldn't even like check you out because there was like no power to even run the cash registers. It was crazy.
Okay, now another question is a lot of people that are worried about cruising, say what's safer? Is cruising safer than flying? And technically it's not, because there's way more airplanes flying and there's so few accidents when compared to the number of flights.
Yeah.
But how many airplanes do you think crash each year?
How many plane crashes?
Because you have to fly to that cruise port if you're unlucky like this.
What's some guesses? Amanda, he's given the divider for the answers here.
Here we go. Average per year, according to Google.
10, 50. Katie wants to hear 0. Well, I'm sorry, sister. 5 from Jeff.
200. Who put 200?
200 was Will G.
Will G, riding that 200 number.
GB Fat Cat said 125. GB Fat Cat, your first name is William, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Scrozna said 10. Stacy said 15.
Okay. Well, some of you guys are close.
We got 199. William said yes.
Okay.
Right, buddy, I thought that was
Here we go. We're drum roll. They say 70 to 90 per year. Airplanes crash.
If you think about the millions of flights, that's why it's the safest mode of transportation.
It is. It is safe. And it's even safer. It's the safest mode of transportation. It's safer than trains, cars, even cruise ships. But cruise ships are really safe.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think the safest country is to visit on a cruise?
Oh.
The safest country.
The safest.
Yeah, the country that is the safest. You could fly there. You could cruise there.
What do you think?
We have Alaska bush planes. It's way up there.
Yeah, that's very true.
They're all drunk too because they're depressed.
There are a lot of. You can't get me on one of those small crafts. I can promise you that. Aruba, Mike said. Switzerland. Scrozna said Switzerland, Canada. Will G. Canada have luggage. I don't fly, only drive. Jeff said Greece. Kathleen said. Canada, CME. No one's got it so far.
I
Grand Cayman.
mentioned the country.
Stacy said Iceland.
Oh, Stacy's right.
Stacy's got it.
Now you might.
Here's your imaginary $100.
You might get killed by rogue wave.
You might, or a polar bear.
But if you make it off the ship or the plane, you are good to go. They say Iceland and Switzerland is in the top 10.
Yeah,
I believe Finland is too. I don't think Canada was in the top 10. Those guys like to fight. They play hockey.
They do.
They're crazy.
They're like, well, they'll fight you.
They're like our cousins. We are a 30-minute car ride from Canada.
Yes, we really are. We're super close.
And about an hour and a half ride back because the Border Patrol come back in the United States a bunch of jerks.
All right, so this one's interesting.
Okay, now here are what foods not to eat on a cruise.
Now we're going to list 8 of them. So we're going to take some guesses on what you think are the worst foods to eat on a cruise ship. Like not worst as in taste, but the most unsafe foods to eat on a cruise ship. Katie, beans.
Come on, Katie.
Have pit, sushi. Iceland, I would love to go there. That really sounds amazing. Together we travel. It really does. Boiled hot dogs, have pit. That's a good one. Anything raw, seafood by Will G.
All right. Well, we should have prefaced this.
Seafood. I said unsafe.
Yeah. Most of these things you're going to name are going to be found on a buffet.
Yes.
Okay. So, and I will say, sushi is one of them.
Yes.
So, Josh is off to
imaginary $100. Josh.
There you go. I got sick eating sushi.
All right. This next one surprised me a little bit. The soft serve ice cream. Why do you think that is? What do you think makes that unsafe?
It's the handle.
Yeah.
It's the handle and people actually touching the spout where the ice cream comes out.
Yeah.
And sneezing on it and coughing on it. And
so if you are a soft serve fan, I mean, you probably already know this, but I would take some wipes or something with me and disinfect the handle and all that.
Yeah.
They don't really clean those machines very often either. You're right, Andrea. All right. Next is
scrambled eggs.
Why the scrambled eggs? Do you remember?
Scrambled eggs could potentially because they could be old. You don't know how long they set out. The eggs, handling the eggs could be an issue before they cooked them. There's all kinds of potential issues with this. Is again scrambled eggs from a buffet.
Yes.
Old pizza off a buffet. Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah.
And here's a big one: communal condiments. I like that. Communal condiments. That sounds like a name of some alternate band.
It sounds like a rap
alternative band.
Communal condiments.
No, that sounds like a bunch of hippies.
It actually does.
Hookah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We're communal condiments. Did you get our latest drop? We're on Spotify. Now think about this. I can think of 2 spots on a Carnival cruise ship with communal condiments.
Guys Burgers and Iguana.
Blue Iguana.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of those places. And I've often wondered about that because everybody's got their hands all up in there. Now, compromised food. Now, what is that? That's when you see someone handling something or laying the ladle down into something,
or like putting something on their plate and then deciding they don't want it and putting it back on the buffet, like anything like that.
Any compromised food.
Zero issue there. If I see something like that, I'm moving on. I might even make a comment leaving.
This is just about food waste.
Yeah,
so we got to get in that.
No.
And then probably a good idea to skip desserts during the day.
Yeah, they say skip desserts in the morning and at lunch if you can, just to stay a little healthier. Unless your midday dessert is your thing and you skip it at dinner, but try to have your dessert with one meal. Which I'll be honest with you, I don't really have an issue with it. I don't think the desserts are anything incredible on any cruise ship that I've been on. I have not been gaga over nothing. I'm not a big sweets person, so I'm able to pass on that easily.
All right. So what happens if it rains on your cruise? Can you get a refund?
No.
We know that. The people in here know that. But if you're new to cruising.
Bye, CME Travel. See you soon.
Hey, thanks for dropping by. We know people that have gone on a cruise and it's rained almost every single day of the cruise. And this is really common where what cruise do you think you will get a lot of rain? Alaska.
Oh, yeah.
Tons of rain in Alaska.
Yeah.
In fact, you should take a rain poncho when you go to Alaska.
Yeah, you're going to get wet.
A lot.
Right, Brian? You're going to get wet.
That's right, Brian. You're going to get wet. Okay, now my question earlier, I was talking about this, and I got evidence. Can a cruise ship outrun a hurricane? Cruise ships move about twice as fast as the storms themselves. So the vessels can either outrun the storms or simply go around storm cells. If you're worried about your cruise being canceled, you can rest assured that that's highly unlikely.
Unless you're on a ship with the propulsion issues.
Well, that's why they don't.
Yeah, I know.
That's why they, again, if your ship has propulsion issues, they have to make it so that they can outrun these storms. They can't play anything close.
Right.
So they got to be careful. Okay. Now here's a good one.
Before you go on, that comforted me because, you see those TikToks of, the cruise ship going crazy and all the furniture moving. And I'm like, yeah,
it's so hard to find that footage. There's there's a
It's
couple
really
examples
rare.
that keep getting, in fact, I shared one.
Yeah. And it looks so terrifying.
I think it was from 2019, 2018.
That would not be good for me. Okay.
And here's a good one. How do I protect myself on a cruise? And we have 8 little tips here for that. And number 1, drink alcohol responsibly.
Don't get so trash that you can't get back to your room.
And if you are drinking, make sure you have someone with you so that they can help you.
Which falls in line with number 2.
Yep, buddy up.
Buddy up.
Make
Don't
friends
be
with
alone
people.
in an elevator where strange women can talk to you. Okay.
Listen, have luggage. We'll travel. Have pit will barbecue.
Yeah.
He can't
be alone. Or Eddie at the Alchemy Bar.
Stranger danger.
Stranger danger. Yeah.
You got to watch out for these frisky ladies on cruise ships.
Yes.
Okay. Practice in-cabin safety. The typical stuff. You don't, just like at home, you don't want to be doing anything that's like dangerous. And you need to be aware of your lighting situation, like at night when you get up. Make sure you're familiar where all the tripping hazards are in your room. And it's always a good idea to, we don't do this, but having a night light in your bathroom and in your cruise ship stateroom is a good idea.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of the cruise ships are starting to have one. They're already made. They're built into the room. When you turn the light out, a little night light pops on and stays on in the latest Carnival ships, the XL ships, which is pretty cool.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Be safe on your balcony.
Yes.
Obviously, that's you can actually get hurt on the door.
Listen, sit on your balcony. Don't straddle your balcony.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can actually get your hand smashed in the door. You can get a finger smashed, your foot. You could trip. There are all kinds of things. It's not just falling off the balcony. You can slam. Those doors can slam on you. And then the other thing too is you can't have your balcony door open and then open your stateroom door.
Right.
It creates a huge suction of air through there, and that's not good. Use your safe for your important documents like your passport and your money.
Yeah.
Get to know your room steward.
Yeah.
You have to.
Your room steward will have your back.
Yeah, and you have to get to know your room steward. Your room steward's going to be in your room, all right?
Yes.
And you need to know him and meet them and make sure you go out of your way to try to make contact with them the first day. Carnival's really good at that. They have a policy where the room steward comes, hunts you down, and gives you their card on day 1. And they will spend all day trying to find you.
So Stacy just said once Dave gets back to work in April, we should know if we will go on a group cruise. Okay.
Awesome.
This is awesome, Stacy. Tell Dave that I have my tie-dye outfit in the cart on Amazon. And if he pulls the trigger, I'll pull the trigger. Okay.
Don't carry large amounts of cash for obvious reasons. It's, you can't assume everybody on your ship with you, all the passengers are ethical people that are, aren't criminals and didn't just get out of the state penitentiary a couple weeks ago and they're celebrating their freedom and they're going to rob you. They see you pull out your cash. And this also applies when you are in the ports, guys. Never, ever pull your cash out in public places. Don't do it when you go to buy stuff. If you have a large amount of cash, put it in a different pocket, put a small amount of cash in the pocket you plan to reach in to pay vendors and stuff, especially if you're going to go buy anything. If they see you pull out a wad of cash, they're not going to negotiate with you. They're going to actually charge you more. They're going to say, oh, that's $40 because you see that you got a handful of cash. And they'll do the same thing with drinks. Like if you buy a cocktail or something from like a cart or a vendor, like when you're in Mexico and stuff, they will know you have money and they will charge you. We watched a lady in Roatan pay $15 for a cocktail from a vendor, and he knew that she pulled out a handful of cash. I watched her do it, and I'm like, oh my God, you never do that. And you always negotiate everything when you're in those other countries. And like I said, don't let anyone see you have a bunch of money. Then the last one, 8. Don't accept any invitations to crew quarters. And I know that sounds like a pretty obvious one, but that is that's bad all the way around. Anything can happen.
Yeah, that's a really bad idea.
There's a lady, I think it was a year ago, I did a cruise news story about it, how a crew member abducted her and had her like in one of those storage rooms that are down the hallway. Anything can happen to you with that. Now, the next one is, we covered that.
All right. While you're looking for the next one here, so we have a couple people asking for the information on the Tropic Like It's Hot group cruise, which is, what's the date of it?
It is January 26, 2025.
The itinerary, it's a 7-day on Harmony of the Seas, Royal Caribbean. It's going to Cozumel, Honduras, and Costa Maya, because those are my absolutely favorite ports. We got a really, really good deal on rates. An interior room with taxes and all fees is $13.78 for 7-day cruise. That's amazing on Harmony of the Seas. And with gratuity included, it'll be $16.02. For the balcony, with everything included, gratuity for prepaid, everything, taxes is $21.42. And those are the only 2 rooms that we have right now, interior and a balcony.
If you pay your gratuities on board, you pay $13.78 for a interior, or $19.18 for a balcony. Now, the balcony is an ocean view balcony.
Yes.
So we got to choose what kind of rooms we wanted in our first block. And so we picked, because we were on Oasis of the Seas in December, and they upgraded us like as a thank you, or I don't know why they did it, but they upgraded us to a balcony. But it was a interior balcony that faced the boardwalk. And I'll tell you what, I didn't like it. It was way too loud.
Yeah, it was loud.
It was just, there's too much stuff going. You don't even realize how many people are yelling on a cruise ship until you are in a room with the balcony facing the boardwalk. And the Aqua show was out there too. So I told this story before. It was like 10:15 at night, and all of a sudden Huey Lewis started screaming about the power of love. I'm like, what is that?
William, all the rates are for double occupancy. They didn't really have any solo rates. So if you're interested in this, we have 2 travel agencies that we use exclusively. We use Brian and Julie for How We Cruise, and we use Amanda at How Luggage Will Travel. So we kind of bounce between those 2, but for the group cruise, it was Amanda's turn up to bat. So if you're interested, Amanda, will you put your link in there? It's booking at haveluggageWillTravel.com. If you're looking for a Royal Caribbean cruise outside of the group cruise and have any questions about that, I consider Royal Caribbean experts to be Brian and Julie at How We Cruise. And if Brian and Julie, if you could put your email link in there, if anybody has any questions as well. For the group cruise, contact Amanda at Have Luggage Will Travel. Any other Royal Caribbean questions and or bookings, contact Brian and Julie.
And just what she was saying about the itinerary. So we're sailing out of Galveston, Texas, and now we know the drink package works, which is great. We did an experiment. We sailed on the Vista, a back-to-back. And the first week we were kind of moderate when we were in Galveston. We didn't drink a lot because we knew we were paying for all the drinks. So we got an idea. when we got back to Galveston, let's just drink like we normally would, like we've
just
been drinking
to see
all
how
week.
much it is.
Yeah,
like how much we really spent.
I think we spent like 180 or almost.
We
$200.
did. It was almost $200.
It was crazy. And
so
it was
the
like,
drink package is worth it. We weren't like trying. We were just like doing what we felt like doing in the moment.
We were drinking like we would normally drink.
Yeah.
Like on embarkation day. We were like, embarkation day. Well, you know, and
yeah,
boy,
absolutely.
Keep hitting me.
Did I hit you?
Yeah.
I was scratching my knee.
Okay, she wasn't hitting me this time, Brian. Okay, so we sail on Sunday the 26th. We have a day at sea on Monday the 27th, a day at sea on Tuesday the 28th.
So 2 full sea days. I like it.
Then we are in Roatan, and then that's Wednesday. And we will be there from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesday, we're in Costa Maya from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then Friday, what a cool day to be in Cozumel. Friday.
OMG.
7 a.m. to 5 p.m. I wish we were there later, but we'll start having fun early in the morning, and we'll be ready to get back on the ship. And then Saturday is a day at sea.
Bye, guys.
And
we'll
then
see
Sunday,
you there.
we will be back.
Yes.
So honestly, if you look at these prices, they're really good prices for. And keep in mind, this is 2025. You know how much your cruise is going to cost in 2025?
Yes, and it's on Harmony of the Seas.
Harmony of the Seas is awesome.
Beautiful.
We were on Harmony of the Seas back in 2019 for my 50th birthday.
Arc Adventures, you do still get the tumbler, yes.
It's on our memory wall because my 50th birthday was 4 years ago from now, because I'll be 54 on Thursday. So here I'm going to leave you with one last one.
Okay.
What crimes happen on cruise ships? And I should say, what percentage of them are committed by passengers? What do you think?
Bye, Jeff. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, good seeing you. Okay, excuse me. So what crimes happen on cruise ships, and what percentage of those crimes are committed by passengers? What do you guys think? What are the most common crimes on cruise ships? What is the most common crime?
Thievery. I'm guessing. I don't know what the answer is.
Unfortunately, it is 80% of crimes on cruise ships are committed by passengers, and the sexual assault is consistently the most reported major cruise, most recorded crime. It making up over 3/4 of the crimes on cruise ships. And that goes back to keeping yourself safe.
Yes.
And that's why, alcohol is usually the thing that gets the people assaulted.
Yeah.
Because you get, so drunk that someone takes advantage of you. And if you're cruising solo or you're cruising in a group and you decide to go out solo when the rest of your group goes to bed, that's when you got to be the most careful, most diligent, and you have to watch out for yourself. I have a vlog, a cruise tip vlog about safety, about being safe. And, as far as that, don't count your money in public type of thing. And,
right. Smart moves. Yeah.
Yeah. And just being cautious and aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
My first cruise, our first cruise together, my very first cruise was in the Bahamas. And, I'll leave you guys with this. There were some
sharks, some land sharks.
We got off the ship. We didn't have anything booked for an excursion, and we were kind of playing it by ear.
Bye, Will G.
We ran into Will G. We ran into we walked through the port area, and we got to
Arc Adventures.
Got to the point where we were going to exit the port, and that's where they had all of the shuttle vans and taxis and everything. And a guy came up to us and said, "Hey, I can take you and your family in my shuttle, and I know a really nice private beach you guys can go to for free." So we went ahead and took him up on his offer, and so we're driving, and we get to the part where you can see where what's it called? No, the island.
The
Paradise Island.
No, it's
Atlantis.
Atlantis.
You can see where that bridge goes to, where the Atlantis is and everything. But we go to the left before you get to that, and it's on the coast there, and there's these big luxury hotels. Right? So it's a big, huge cul-de-sac with, I believe, 4 luxury hotels, 4 or 5 of them. And the first thing that drew my attention was one of them had construction barricades all the way around. Orange construction fencing around. It was all fenced off. It was under construction. It was obviously had been empty for years. It probably got really damaged, like in one of the last hurricanes they had a few years earlier. And maybe the company that owned it went bankrupt or whatever. But someone was in there. They were in there with the crew working. And I knew right away that is the private beach he was taking us to, and that's where we went. So he drops us off, and all of a sudden my radar is up. I'm like, I don't like this.
There were swarms of people that were trying to sell us stuff, and
well, you had to walk in like an alley between the two hotels.
Yeah, it was not a good situation.
As we're walking, there is the Bahama police. They look like they're almost like military guys. They're sitting on the hood of their car. And I thought for sure when we walked by, they were going to shake us down and want to charge us for going to this beach, but they didn't. They just watched us walk by, and all of our kids ran way ahead of us. And we're in the back with my mom. And as soon as we got to the point where you could see, it was a beautiful beach, right? But on the property line between this hotel under construction and the one next door, which was open, was all these guys wearing different primary color polo shirts. They almost looked like they were all together, like official, but they weren't. You could tell with a quick glance. These guys were rogue tourist company, basically. And what they done is they took all of the umbrellas and chairs and stuff. They stole them from this hotel when the hotel went bankrupt or emptied, and they hung on to them. They had all these broken down kayaks and all this stuff on this little like 10-foot strip of the beach, because they could be there because it was the easement between the other beach.
Yeah.
And they were already swarming the kids. They were like trying to sell them. They grabbed my 15-year-old.
I'll get you drunk.
He says, "What's your favorite alcohol? You give me $20. I'll keep your glass full all day." They're trying to sell weed to Vinny. Then they run up and they're I had one guy come up to me and start talking really fast. Two other guys came up to the side of me at like a 90-degree angle. And the one guy started slipping kind of behind me, like slowly moving behind me. I had a bag over my shoulder and had all our stuff in that bag. So we
were watching each other's backs very closely.
That guy,
we were about to get robbed.
The guy tried to reach into the bag. And I turned and I looked at him and I cussed him out and told him to get the F away from me, all three of them. And, I said, "I know what you guys are doing. Get away from me." Meanwhile, you weren't with me because you were with my mom. With another guy, and they go, "Get this guy $40. We just rented an umbrella and two chairs." And he brings out two broken down chairs. From the
construction area.
And a broken down umbrella. And I'm just sitting there going, and everybody's like, I'm like, "Oh my gosh." So I waited till we got back on the ship, and I'm like, it's a miracle we didn't get freaking robbed there, guys. They were trying to distract me, and they were actually trying to irritate me. And then what they'll do is they distract you by getting you to some kind of argument. And then while you are busy arguing with them, the other guy is stealing your stuff behind your bag. Another common thing they will do on beaches like this, you gotta be careful of, is you have your bag, all your stuff sitting there, and they will come behind you when you're not paying attention and quickly dig a hole behind you. And when you're not looking, they'll like have a towel or something over that hole. And when you're not looking, they will drag your bag into that hole, cover it with sand, and then they'll walk away. And then they'll watch you from a distance, and they'll see you freaking out because you can't find your stuff. And as soon as you start running around the beach looking for your stuff, and you give up and you wander out the beach and no one's paying attention, they go right back, dig your stuff up, and they take it. And that's a real common thing they do.
Sneaky.
There's a lot of stuff like that happens, but yeah, I had a whole vlog about that. But that I will leave you guys with that. And it's 8:03, so we have to get out of here. Go.
Thank you so much for the time that you gave us. And William, I'm glad to see that you found a solo interior, right? Hopefully you'll join us.
Hey, tune in tomorrow or next week, I should say. And hopefully we'll be using the new camera, and you'll be able to see a difference. You'll be able to see everything behind us on these lights, like it says on
peace and air. Blessings together we travel. I love it every time you say that. I love that so much. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye. Bye.